Bonus question, if you know how to make my sound levels show up on that screen on a Canon 70D, you will get an extra point in the game. Hi, I'm Tibor and I talk about finances. I'm very passionate about it and I want to help people to not make the mistakes I've made and follow some of the things I did that led me to financial success. Disclaimer, I'm not a licensed professional, nor do I have any certification in speech apparently or finances. So do your due diligence. Today I'm going to talk about mortgage deferrals because I've been hearing a lot of stuff about mortgage deferrals, forbearances, how that can impact your credit score. So then I got this letter from my bank saying that I could be eligible. The reason I want someone to comment below how to fix my sound level display on my camera is because I just did this whole video without my mic turned on. Let me check to make sure it's on before I keep going. Check. Okay. Oh yeah, coffee's good. First, I want to recognize millions of Americans and Canadians are out of work. I recognize that. And then on the flip side, there are people like me who can keep working every day, but yet we're receiving these blanket benefits that we can't decline, nor would we want to. So I do realize there's a slight injustice there, but I'm glad that the governments are doing something so that they're covering as many people as possible in this situation. Seeing as I'm getting this money and I also got this mortgage deferral option, I need to come up with a plan. So I'll read this message that I got. Program details. There is no fee to skip a payment. When you skip a payment, the interest on the skip payments is added to your outstanding balance and interest is charged on that amount. This means your mortgage balance will increase. Your payments won't change during the term of your mortgage. In my case, that's a 5-year term. Instead, at renewal, your monthly payment amount increases to account for the higher balance. So in my case, let's say it's $1,000 a month, I wish, and for the first 5 years, that's what I'm paying, and I choose to skip maybe 6 months. Well, when that 5 years is up, then instead of adding the 6 months to the end and make it 20 and a half years left or remaining, they're gonna keep it at 20 years, but increase my payments to $1,200. So I have to be absolutely sure that in 5 years time or however many years I have left, I will be able to afford that extra $200. Now keep in mind, we have 4 kids and as they get older, government support for our children decreases. So this is something to think about for not just me, but anybody who is considering this option. In my case, like I've mentioned before, I am extremely blessed to have the job I do. And I know that for at least 2 years, I will get raises, and after that, they will try to match inflation. Furthermore, I took parental leave for all 4 kids, and where I work, I can't pay into the pension while I'm off, but I have to pay it all back. So for the next 3.5 years, I have to pay an extra $300 a month to make up for what I did not contribute over those 4 years. When those 3 years are up is roughly the same time that our term is up, so I'll get an extra $300 a month anyway. So I'm definitely choosing this option. Now that's me, every situation is different and you need to do your due diligence. Do not take this as financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Some banks are asking their clients to pay that whole lump sum right at the end of this COVID situation. So if you have $1,000 a month mortgage and you skip 3, they will need $3,000 plus your next month, which is $4,000 as soon as you're done skipping payments. A lot of people can't do that. And check out Meet Kevin's video on this. He explained that because so many people will ask for an alternative way to pay back that $4,000, you might not get seen in time and your credit score might be affected negatively. So just keep that in mind when you're considering this. Now, what am I gonna do with this money? That's where Dave Ramsey comes in. I feel like I'm gonna talk about Dave Ramsey, Graham Stephan, and Meet Kevin a lot. I actually covered this book in a Sunday school class. I'll link the trailer to that class at the end of the video. I agree with 90% of what he says, but there was 2 things I used to disagree on and 1 thing now, and I'll tell you why. The first thing is I don't agree with not using credit cards. I'm kind of like, I've never had a problem with them. That's not what got me into debt. I get a lot of cash back. I'm gonna build it up as much as I can and then get a check, bonus money, which is what it's meant for. So I don't agree with him there because I just see that as another bill. You know, you get your light bill, you've used it all month, you're essentially borrowing that money, and you get a credit card bill, you've used it all month. So I don't see a difference personally. That's number 1. The second thing I disagreed on until now is emergency funds. See, we have this huge line of credit with a very low interest. So I figured might as well invest that money that would have been earmarked for an emergency fund building up, and now I'm regretting it. See, with that car bill 2 months ago of $700, this week $800, and both our cars are still making funny noises. I know I could totally use totally an emergency fund right now. Dave, you can say, I told you so.
I told you so.
The markets are so low right now that I would love to just keep investing, but I can't, because now not only do I have to skip the payments to cover our car repair bills, but I also have to stop investing and pay for these bills. So as soon as we're done paying off our car repairs, that's what we're gonna use our mortgage deferral extra money for. We're gonna pay off these bills, stop investing, build up our emergency fund for maybe 3 months worth of expenses. This COVID situation is really different. I'm glad that we're under house arrest, quote unquote, but it forced me to cut my own hair. All I used was a set of clippers, and I just went around, and my wife says it turned out decently. All right, so question number 2 for the competition, which is, by the way, a modified version of the iPhone giveaway, which I mentioned a few videos back when this used to be a tech channel. The reason I had to modify it is because all these bills didn't just start 2 months ago. They started a while ago, and I had to sell that iPhone. So I sold that iPhone, made a quick $500, and was able to cover some bills. Now I'm gonna plan for this giveaway. It's gonna happen probably sometime in October, November, that area. The way this will work is, I'll describe it in the description below. I'm gonna tally the points. Every time the first person answers a question or two, sometimes correctly in the video, they will get a point, but only the first person to get the right answer. So if I have more answers, that's great, but only the first one will get the point. And I can't be blamed for internet connection, all that stuff. And remember, this is a free giveaway, so don't complain. If things go well, I'd like to do this maybe on a monthly basis. So it all depends on engagement. That being said, smash that like button and hit the subscribe if you're interested in financial topics and mainly personal finances. I'm not really gonna touch on stocks unless people comment below that they're interested. I'll do the research for you. I really want to help people with this stuff. The 2 questions again are: 1, how can I put the sound on the display so that if I forget to turn on my microphone, I can tell that the sound's not bouncing up and down. 2, what did I use to cut my hair? All right. Also, check out this video on how we got out of $60,000 of debt in 3 years. Until the next one, peace.